Good morning and good evening, my name is Eastman, and today I'm going to be showing you where to find all the shell collectibles for the Mountain Tundra in the Pathless. Alright, so now we've made it to the Mountain Tundra, and this is where we're going to find the final two shells. So start out at this obelisk that I'm at right now, and for reference, you should see this really large skeleton on this mountain peak over here, and that is where we're going to head. So it will take a minute, of course, to reach that area, but this is where we're going to find shell number 7. And of course, you know, like I said earlier, the next 3 shells after shell number 4, 5, 6, and 7 are a breeze compared to it. Shell number 8 has another little gimmick that we're going to have to do. It can be a bit tricky, but it's not at all what, you know, shell number 4 was in comparison. So anyway, you should see this giant skeleton here, and what you're going to look for once we get here is a sort of a frozen pond, or sort of like this chunk of ice that's pretty prominent. You can't really miss it, honestly. But come down to the bottom of this skeleton and fly a little bit further, and you should see right here this chunk of ice that I was talking about. So what you're going to want to do is turn around and head down towards the 2 peaks over there, and make your way down here, and you should see a cave down here, really hidden. So again, for reference, there's the ice pond, sort of the frozen pond, and where the cracks intersect, right down here is where the hidden cave is. This one took me a while to find as well, but just make your way through the cave, this narrow pathway, and of course, at the very end, you're going to find... Where is it at? There it is, okay. The 7th shell on this little piece of ice. So there you go. There's shell number 7, and now all that's left, guys, is shell number 8, the final shell. All right, so once you've gotten the 7th shell, head back to the same obelisk that you started from, and again, you should be able to see that skeleton that we were just at, but this time we're going to do a complete 180 and turn around, and you should see this giant Godslayer statue with him pointing his sword. So right down here where you see this sort of horseshoe formation, right where the river is actually stopping, is where we're going to find our final shell. So I believe there was some sort of big puzzle down here as well in this temple. So this is where you should find yourself, where this frozen river is, and head into this temple at the bottom. And this shell is really well hidden. I definitely love how Giant Squid really kept this one pretty far away. So anyway, head down, and once you come into this area, you should find a light stone, actually, that I have not gotten yet. But again, you don't need it to get the shell. So once you've found this puzzle area, go ahead and jump all the way down to the very bottom, where you'll find some water. And once you've made it in here, take a look around, and if you see these ribbons intersecting, this pillar right here in front of me is where you're going to want to go. So if you actually take a peek behind it, there is a hidden cave. And unfortunately, this is what I was talking about earlier about it being a little tricky. It is a Godslayer puzzle where you can't use your bird. So unfortunately, we're going to have to do a bit of trick jumps, a few trick jumps to actually get to the top where the shell is. But in a way, I think it's very gratifying to have this be the final shell. So anyway, you should see these rocky formations over here. It might take me a couple of attempts, so I'll just do my best to cut around it if I can. But here we go. So that was actually pretty simple. So once you're on this platform, if you take a look at the Godslayer statue, the shell is going to be up there on top of that rocky platform up there as well. So we're going to have to use the same target to sort of hop around a bit. So I think we go up to this one right there in front of me. So let's do that. Alright, sweet. A little bit tricky, like I said. But just wait until that target replenishes, and then we should be able to make our way over to the final platform. Okay, so here we go. Alright, and there's the shell. Bam, super easy. Alright, big moment. We've now collected all 8 shells. And be sure to stay tuned for my next video to see what happens after you collect all 8 shells. What do you do next? It's a big big abzu Easter egg. Thank you so much for following me on this tutorial. I hope this guide was extremely helpful for you, and if it was, be sure to drop a like down below. I'd really appreciate the support. And that concludes this guide on where to find all 8 shells in the Pathless. Be sure to check out my last video in this series, the grand finale, what happens when you find all 8 shells. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video with me today, and if you did, be sure to drop a like down below. And if you're new to the channel, be sure to consider joining the Eastman community today by subscribing and hitting that notification bell, so that way you don't miss out on a single upload or live stream. And as always, my name is Eastman, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.